Okay, I'm taking the bed off of my 97 Chevy pickup, half-ton, lowered, short bed. Most people drop the gas tank on it, but I'm going to end up taking the bed off, just lifting it up, and then dropping the gas tank and putting a brand new gas tank in, brand new fuel pump, and brand new fuel filter. It's got 3 star bolts. Hold on, 2. Someone put a regular bolt in there, but it's a T30 star for these. It's this one right here, this one right here, and this one. And then I'll move the gas hose. Then there's 8 18mm or 3/4 bolts. 18mm fits real tight, but most people use 3/4 ton. And you just take a ratchet and a very long extension and you just break them off. But I'm going to be using the impact today, so it'll be coming off real quick. I'm going to end up tilting the bed on its side, taking all the gas hoses off, the electrical off the top of the pump, then take the brackets off on the gas tank. I'm dropping the gas tank, putting a new gas tank in, taking the brackets off, putting on the new gas tank, put a new fuel pump in, new fuel filter. Okay, I got the gas nozzle bolts out. I got all 8 bolts out. Here it is right here. Here's what they look like. It's an 18mm. They fit really snug, or you can do a 3/4. But make sure you unplug the lights. Mine had a 3-way plug right here. Just unplug this, and this is the license plate light. Plug that, and there's 8 bolts. Taking it off. What I did was I just put a 2x4 standing straight up so I could get underneath it. I gotta just take the gas lines off right there. Then take off the fuel pump, and I'm gonna drop the tank. Okay, I got the gas tank out. This one right here was just a hose with a clamp on it, and I used pliers to take it off. This right here is a 5/8. The one on the bottom was a 3/4 ton, 3/4. Same thing on this side. And this was just a hose clamp with a flathead screwdriver. And these two, this just unplugs. And then this is a ground, and it was a 13mm or a 14mm. But this is the new gas tank right here, brand new from Classic Industries. And then I got a brand new fuel pump I'm about to put in. I took everything off with an impact from Harbor Freight, $60. Works really good. And then I used a go-through socket from Harbor Freight. Worked really good. It's on one of the bolts on the gas tank bracket. And then on the other one, I used a ratchet with a long extension with a 15mm. And then I just pushed it out the back. Jack the truck up a little bit more. I don't have a lift, so I just have to use what I can. So I used a 2-ton jack, jacked up the rear end, and then just pulled it straight out. Okay, here is the new fuel pump, the whole housing instead of just the motor. Brand new. Always make sure you take this bag off the floater right there. Just a sandwich tie with a bag. Take that off. Make sure your wires are out of the fuel pump. wire right here, you want to make sure it's off, not sitting on the fuel pump, because this one was wrapped around it. And you want to easily tuck it in. Watch that bag right there. You don't want to rip it. Push it in. It's got these little tabs on it right here. Right there. So these go right here. This sits like that. Make sure that tab is locked in that spot right there on both sides. Okay, I had to take it back out for a minute because I forgot the rubber O-ring. It goes right there. Sits in that little groove right there. Just make sure you got it setting even. Right there. Put it back in place. And it comes with a ring, new ring. Just come back around like this. Push your wiring through this little ring. Sits like this, right there. That edge goes right underneath that lip right there. Right here. Goes underneath that lip. And there's three lips that goes underneath it. And then you take a hammer and a flathead's what I usually use, or you can use a flathead punch or pry bar or big long flathead. I just use a flathead and a hammer and just tap it till this tab is all the way right here against this, and that will lock it in place so no fuel gets out and no dirt gets in. Okay, got the fuel pump in, got the locks all the way to the edge, right there, right there. Make sure all three of them are in. Make sure that your O-ring is not showing on the outside of it, because that means there would be a hole. It's easy because what it does is that O-ring sit in that groove and then you push it down the fuel pump. But if it's sitting out like a lip or something, that means there's going to be gas that comes exposed out of that pocket right there. And over time you'll see your gas gauge just empty and drop whenever you're not supposed to. So then I took the old gas tank out of this plastic cover. It goes on the bottom of it, so rocks and debris and some other stuff doesn't hit it and puncture it. But I'm about to put this gas tank inside this cover, stick it back underneath the truck, and then start bolting it back together. But on this gas tank right here, it has a strap on it. It's not a strap, it's like a felt they use, so it's like sound deadening. I didn't have enough money whenever I bought this tank and fuel pump and sending unit, so what I'm going to use is this right here, it's toolbox liner. I had some laying over from whenever I bought my toolbox. But what you do is you just cut it as a strip. You can either fold it over, or you could cut enough that you fold it over twice and it'll be long enough for the felt. But it works just the same as that sound deadener stuff they sell in the factory. But I bought the gas tank from Classic Industries. Then I bought the fuel pump at O'Reilly's. It's a whole complete unit. I don't even have to worry about splicing new wires and putting new ground on there. But I'll show you whenever I get it all up there and ready to go. Okay, I got the felt on there. I ended up using toolbox liner. I know it looks like it's staying there because it is. I know most people are going to cut theirs and be like, hey, it ain't staying there. But this, I put gasket sealer right here. It's only $7 at AutoZone, black gasket sealer. I just put it underneath. It's real tacky, hot out right now, so it should be pretty dry. Put This one you don't need, this one you do, but I added this one just in case. And it's all in. I'm about to push it under the truck and then start putting it back together. Okay, got the gas tank all done. Now I'm putting all the bolts back in. About to start bolting down the bed. Haven't done it yet. Got the gas nozzle up. It's all ready to go. Make sure when you put these old bolts back in, that silver stuff on it, anti-seize, comes in a little silver container. But it's like it makes it so whenever the bolts rust over time, they don't get stuck. Rust don't get stuck on the bolts, so it makes it easy coming out. It's like WD-40, but it just brushes on, and those bolts just come right out. No rust sticks to it or nothing. But I got the gas tank done, and after I get done with the gas tank, you always make sure you change the fuel filter on it, just in case. But this gas tank I took out of this truck had a lot of dirt and mud in it, so it clogged up my lines. So I'm going to take the fuel filter out, and then I'm going to take air from the top of the intake and blow it all out, and then blow it the other way, all out. Make sure the lines are all clean. But I'll show you when I get done with it. Okay, this is the fuel filter right here. This one right here is 5/8. This one's 13/16 on both ends. Once you pull this nut out right here on both sides, the filter will slide right out. Make sure when you put it back in that it says in, or it says out on it. Out. Make sure out is facing towards the front of the motor, and the other end's facing the other way. Out means that in and out means that the fuel is going in the fuel filter and out of the fuel filter to the motor. I've already changed the gas tank, fuel pump. Now I'm changing this fuel filter right here. Like I said earlier, the gas, there's a lot of mud inside that gas tank. I mean, this is a new filter right here. It's only a month old, but it's already got full of dirt and mud in it. So I'm changing it, and you always want to make sure you change the fuel filter so you always know that you have good gas and everything.